Hello, good morning from Southern California. So, who doesn't love hearing from others? Oh my gosh, your dogs are so well behaved. Now, I do. I'll admit that. I even beam with pride. But if you and your dog are not quite there, that's okay. There's time to do this. There's time to do this. But there are things that you need to also accomplish. So, who am I? My name is Linda Kwan, and I am the owner and trainer at WowBowWow. We specialize in working with pet parents with puppies up to about 2 years old. We help them. We help them understand their dog so training becomes easier. So, you know, it took me a while to get those kind of compliments with a couple of my dogs. But, it can take time. And I'm going to say it right here. It's not magic, right? It's not magic. So these are my 2 tips. The first one is consistency. Even working with your dog 5 to 10 minutes a day, right? Who here has learned a new sport or learned a new instrument or tried a diet? In all of those, we're not perfect in the beginning. We have to practice, right? In sports, we have to a lot of times do these drills to get our muscle memory to make sure that we can perform without even thinking, right? So I want to just emphasize here that it's consistency, practicing as frequently as possible, but short periods of time, 5 to 10 minutes at a time. If you do it a couple of times a day, that's even better, but even just once a day, it's cumulative to get you to where you want to be. Now, with that being said, if you fall off the wagon, like on a diet, you're doing really well, and then all of a sudden you cheat and you have something you shouldn't. So what do? Oh, you get upset with yourself. It's like, oh, I'm just failing. But don't stay there. Don't stay there. Same with training. Get back on. Go back to a routine. Get back to practicing whatever you're trying to teach your dog 5 to 10 minutes a day. Okay? So that's tip number 1. So tip number 2, well, that basically has to do with preventing your dog from practicing the undesired behavior. So a suggestion that I have for a lot of pet parents is to block your dog from doing certain behaviors that you don't want them to do. Here's an example. A lot of my pet parents have talked to me about their dogs greeting people. Of course, they're happily greeting people at the front door, but they don't want them to jump on them or their guests when the people come through the doorway. So how do you prevent that? Well, one of the things you can do is maybe having a gate in that doorway area so your dog can't actually jump on the human. They may jump on the fence on that gate area, but the human doesn't interact with them until the dog, at least gets on all 4. Now, my Danny, he gets on all 4, and sometimes he'll be doing this dancing, right? This prancing, because he's still excited, but he knows he won't get any reaction from me until he's on all 4 and not jumping on me. So that's a way of preventing a behavior. Now, another way of thinking about this is, so if you've been in the woods or something and people have traveled a certain path frequently, many people, you can see where they've gone. It's kind of downtrodden, right? Now, what you're trying to do is start a new path to a different area. And so what you need to do is start walking in that area, practicing, right? Downtrodden that vegetation in that area to build a new path. And then what you're trying to do is put up a gate or fencing in that area, the old area where you don't want people to walk on. So they stop going in that direction. So that's what you're trying to do with your dog. Prevent them from going in that undesired direction of jumping on people, and start teaching them that when they're calmer on all four, then they get the reward. So you want them to go in that direction. Now, what I want to emphasize here is that what I like to teach our dogs is not that we have to tell them every time to do a certain behavior, but they actually start doing it on their own. They built a new habit, right? So going in that new pathway, new brain pathway is what we're trying to build. And so talking about building habits, back to the human. So we want you to build a habit of practicing with your dog 5 to 10 minutes each day. And if you fall off the wagon, brush yourself off, start again. No worries. It's all about the cumulative work that you put in to get to that point where you can beam with pride when people say, "Oh my gosh, what a well-behaved dog you have." Now, let's see who's tuning in. Is anyone tuning in with me? I don't see anyone. If you do come back, hashtag replay. And, when you hashtag replay, just let me know. Like, where are you tuning in from? And if you have a pup, what is your pup's name? And lastly, I'm going to leave you with this. If you're bringing home a new dog, a new puppy specifically, but a new dog also, I have a great sample schedule that you can use to start training and working with your dog, potty training and other good habits. So the way you can find that is going to my website, and it's on the top banner. It's on the right-hand side. You can click to get that sample schedule to get you started on the right paw. Well, thank you for joining us, and I will see you next Tuesday for a Training Tip Tuesday.